Hello. As I told you before, I went to a mosque with one of my friends. He is Yasin. I have known him for 5 years now. It's a real pleasure to see him again. Moreover, it's been a long time I haven't seen him. And as I told you before, is the friend who I have interviewed for my first working group. I have asked him before to know if it was possible to go with him to the mosque in order to know better his culture, which is really controversial in France. He was really surprised of my request, but it acceded. So I went to the mosque of Drancy at 10 kilometers from Paris, just after Christmas. When I went in the mosque, firstly, I have to tell you that it's a very sacred place. It's really original, rich, and it's also a beautiful artistic sacred place. I was very shocked positively by the cleanness of the place. That was very clean and very quiet. When we enter in the mosque, we have to take off our shoes. Then we have to clean our hand and our feet because it's a sacred place and people don't want to go to a dirty place, which is totally comprehensive and normal. It's the same thing when we enter in a church. You don't have to take off your shoes or wash your hand and feet, but you have to respect the place. I have also seen that men and women were separated. They didn't pray in the same room, for example, men upstairs and women downstairs for the Mosque of Drancy. At the beginning, I have felt really strange. Everybody looked up at me. It was a little bit awkward for me. I was like a stranger for them. Yasin tried to relax me. He told me that people don't understand why a non-Muslim people were there, and he told me also all the custom about Muslim people, how many times per day they pray. He explained me why they pray in a direction, not in another one. He told me that to pray you have to take a bow at each sacred prayer, and told me that there are 5 prayer per day. The prayer depends on the moment of the day. They can be 10 minutes on 1 hour and a half. It depends. It was the first time I went to a mosque, and I told him for me it was very impressive because we don't share the same belief at all. We live in the same country though. Yasin had called friend to him to explain me their religion. I was really confused and lost. I have never experienced this before. It was totally different from my own culture. 10 minutes later, the prayer began. The Imam said me that I cannot stay for the prayer because I'm not Muslim, but he accepted that I stay near to the prayer room. The Imam said that during the celebration a stranger of another religion couldn't participate, but he can visit the place. I have heard a lot of time Allah Akbar, which is mean Allah is tall in English, and I asked Yasin about that he told me that the muezzin, which is the singer, have to start his prayer with those words. The Imam celebrates the prayer. There are 2 prayers per day. The first one at 6 a.m. when the sun comes up, and the last one at 6 p.m. when the sun goes down. I was really impressed by how people were respectful and quiet during the prayer. I learned nothing from where I was. They are very respectful and correct between each other. It was incredible and scary too, because I didn't feel myself comfortable. I was different. I was indeed a stranger. After the celebration, Yasin came to me and told me, "How was it? How do you feel?" I told him that I felt very strange and it was very strong, it was very beautiful, but totally different from my way to pray. When I came back to my home, I feel like a different thing. I have talked with my parents about it. They told me that it was a good thing because I have to improve my skills about religion and other culture. And I have learned a lot of things, and it was the first time I have experienced another thing in terms of religion. It was really good. And to conclude, I would say that I have learned a lot of things about the way to pray and how to behave toward this religion. I have also learned that they have one God, it's Allah, but in some different belief of the Muslim religion, they can have more than one. Sometimes they have different version of the sacred book, the Quran, and I would say that it was really impressive, even if I felt like a stranger all along the time. Thanks and goodbye.